Good evening. Welcome to WIDYAKAR online classes. Kapita Misra. Good evening. We at WIDYAKAR, we are trying our level best. We are trying very hard to provide good materials to you, so that if you work hard, it's a reciprocal thing. माने आमे चेष्टा करिक तुमको करूछु ता भीतर तमर भी पढ़ियार अछि. You don't work hard, if you don't study with, then you will never get the desired. If you study with all sincerity and we provide you the material and you also collect materials from at your end, then the result will be outstanding. At least when you enter the examination hall, you enter with lots of confidence. Yes, I am very well prepared. Yaha question is okay. Now, so we have course material for education, commerce, history, political science, ODI, English. For those who are preparing for SSB lectures, from Monday to Saturday from 5 p.m. on. This is on world literature. So, in world literature, you have 20 marks, 40 British literature, 10 American literature, 10 Indian English literature, world literature 20 marks. 10 marks is criticism on theory. Now, world literature is very vast, but I have been given this. What is the objective of conducting this examination? Our objective है सब पिले मन रखता कि तुम जो 3 वर्ष अंडर ग्रेजुएशन कर ऑनर्स रे, पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन कर 2 वर्ष, ये जो 5 वर्ष जिते जिते राइटर्स माने तुम पढ़ीच, नॉवेलिस्ट, पोएट्स, आर्टिस्ट, जहाँ को तुम पढ़ीच, नॉन फिक्शन राइटर्स, तुम सिलेबस जो जो गुड़ाक अच्छे से गुड़ाक तुम भलरे पढ़ी ता संगे संगे आउ किसी केते जनकर पढ़ी मेजर राइटर्स, you will be able to answer all the एबे प्रॉब्लम हम एक 7-8 छाड़ दो, असुविधा जो कट ऑफ मार्क थी you will be there. Now, what is world literature? We know that English as a language confined to England, Wales, Ireland, Scotland, New Zealand, Australia, America, Canada. बाकी जो यूरोपियन कंट्री, यूरोप वाज ऑलवेज अ वेरी डेवलप्ड कॉन्टिनेंट, तो तांकर जो स्वीडन, डेनमार्क, नॉर्वे, जर्मनी, फ्रांस, इटली, मोस्टली देखो इंग्लैंड रे मूवमेंट्स, एवरीथिंग हैज स्टार्टेड आइदर इन जर्मनी और इन इटली और इन फ्रांस. इंग्लैंड रे बेसिक किछ मूवमेंट केबे स्टार्ट हेनी. England, this language is only 59 years old or more, slightly more than 59. So these movements, so world literature dharala kemti. Now after so these European literature, then African, then the writers of Australia, and koi kohagala world literature. जोड़ा के ये गुड़ा को has been prepared. Because आज लेटेस्ट जिनस गुड़ाक बहुत दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी से माने मोस्ट एडवांस्ड राइटर्स मानु काणी आछंती, तो ऑब्वियसली तमर कंपटीशन लेवल टा टिके हाई रहे, सेतबे हम सीबीएसई सिस्टम रे बहुत गुडे पढ़ा हिचता. Now in this world literature, now let us come with Pablo Neruda. Pablo Neruda was of dash nationality, A Chilean, B French, C Americans, D was a Nobel Prize winner, great poet, Pablo Neruda. So Pablo Neruda was a Chilean poet. He was a Latin American poet. He was from Chile, Chil. So his nationality was Chilean. Pablo Neruda गोटे poem +2 रे alternate English रे जो अच्छी approaches to English ସେଥିରେ ତାଙ୍କର ଗୋଟେ poem ଟା ଅଛି girl literature poem ର ନାଁ ହେଲା girl this particular prescribed in the syllabus first year ପିଲାଙ୍କୁ ପଢା ହୁଏ and it is about Pablo Neruda is writing about his dream girl, the girl he is imagining, the girlfriend, the girl he is imagining, the dream girl literature is Neruda's dream girl. Who said laughter is the language of the soul? A. William Faulkner, B. Pablo Neruda, C. Chinua Achebe, D. Wole Soyinka. This option. Neruda said laughter is the language of the soul. What does it mean? Laughter is the language of the soul. It means that ତମେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ହସ ବା କାନ୍ଦ ଯୋଉ ବହୁତ ଲୋକ ସେମାନେ ଗୋଟେ ଫଲ୍ସ ଗୋଟେ ଫେକ୍ ହସ ଥାଏ ଗୋଟେ ଫେକ୍ ହସ ଲାଗୁନଥିବ ଜଷ୍ଟ ହସୁଥିବେ or fake କାନ୍ଦ but he says that genuine ମାନେ ପ୍ରକୃତ ଜଣଙ୍କ ଦୁଃଖରେ ଦୁଃଖୀ ହେଲା ଜଣଙ୍କ ଅତି ଖୁସି ହେଇଗଲା ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ଜିନିଷ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ genuine feeling the laughter comes from the honest soul person who is really genuine ତାର ହସଟା ହଉଛି so this honest laughter the all as well as your sadness your tears your laughter that comes from your soul that comes ବହୁତ ସାଙ୍ଗ ତମେ ଦେଖିବ ତମର ଅଛନ୍ତି ତମର ସକ୍ସେସ ତମେ ପାଇଲ ସେ ପାଇ ନଥିବ ସେ ତମକୁ ରିଏଲି ଭଲ ପାଏ ଖୁସି ହେଇକି ମାନେ ତମେ ତା ଖୁସିଟା ତ ଭିତରୁ ଜାଣିପାରିବ ଆଉ ଜଣକୁ ତମେ ଜାଣିବ ସେ ହସିଦେବ ଖୁସିବ କଂଗ୍ରାଚୁଲେସନ୍ସ କହିବ ଭିତରେ ଭିତରେ ତା ଜେନୁଇନ୍ ହ୍ୟାପିନେସ୍ ନ ତମେ ନିଜେ ଜାଣିପାରିବ can easily make it out. That is why Pablo Neruda said that laughter is the language of the soul. From soul bhitur se jo feelings are laughter is what your expression of your instead of saying that I am very happy extremely excited okay just anna kholikiri hasi dabo that shows that you are I am extremely happy word कहया the sentence कहया दरकार they are very monokhola haso is everything that is why Neruda said the honest and genuine person the tear the laughter which comes naturally continuously to that is the original name of Pablo Neruda is A. Neftali Ricardo Reyes Basolto, B. Ernesto Rafael Guevara de la Serna, C. Fidel, these are all none of the above. So these are all Latin American. So Parikha question as per because what is the real name of Jemti Miri Baraka? So Taro original name Leroy Jones. So Semti original name of Pablo Neruda is option A. Neftali Ricardo Reyes. Pablo Neruda is famous for his dash A. Poems, B. Short stories, C. Political message, D. None of the above. He was also actively involved in politics. It was a communist regime. Che Guevara thile communist regime, and Pablo Neruda was influenced by Marxism. ଏବେ ତାଙ୍କର ଥିଲେ କିଏ Fidel Castro, the head of the state. Fidel Castro is not very sure. So Neruda was Marxism, was a leftist initially. So he was famous for his poems, short stories, C. Political message, D. None of the above. Okay, famous for poems. The nationality of Octavia Paz. Octavia Paz is also Nobel Prize winner writer. Solitude he was also a diplomat. Octavia Paz. The nationality of Octavia Paz is A. Mexican, B. French, C. Chilean, D. Spanish. Is Mexican. Octavia Paz is a Mexican poet, diplomat, writer. He was also a diplomat. Octavia Paz was there, came to India as an ambassador from 19. He was in India. When did Octavia Paz win the Nobel Prize? Won the Nobel Prize? A. 1990, B. 1986, 1992. Won the Nobel Prize. One request is, these days I find the questions are becoming a little tougher, slightly difficult. ये जो मेजर नोबेल प्राइज विनर तांकर केतेटे मेजर नॉवेल्स बा मेजर बुक्स तार थीम गुड़ाक खाली सो दैट यू कैन बारंबार तक पढ़िले मन रही जिवो बिकॉज़ इट माइट कम थीम ऊपर क्वेश्चन. The Labyrinth of Solitude is written by A. Pablo Neruda, B. Octavia Paz, C. Henry Longfellow, D. Maya Angelou. So, The Labyrinth of Solitude is a very famous book of Octavia Paz. Octavia Paz, what he tried to write. So, semane agana have a Nobel Prize, the highest honor. They look at the body of work. ताकर contribution देखंती. What Octavia Paz was trying. Mexico is in North America. In North America. The North America continent तक भाबो से तीनोटी कंट्री अछि. ऊपर रहला कनाडा, मझ रहला यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स, तळु को रहला मेक्सिको. तापर रहला कोन कैरिबियन सी. ये ज्योग्राफी टक भाबो. तार तळे रहला कैरिबियन सी तापर आरंभ हला साउथ अमेरिका कंटिनेंट. साउथ अमेरिका कंटिनेंट को देखिबो मेक्सिको को लागि छि कोलंबिया गोटे कंट्री साउथ अमेरिका. तो मेक्सिको छि नॉर्थ अमेरिका रो एकदम तळे एकदम साउथ रे कंटिनेंट आउ कोलंबिया होछि साउथ अमेरिका कंटिनेंट रो नॉर्थ रे. तेनु मेक्सिको पूरा लागि छि कोलंबिया से. कोलंबिया आउ मेक्सिको दीटा जांको स्पेनिश डोमिनेशन माने स्पेन रो कॉलोनी. दे वर कॉलोनीज ऑफ. सो नेचुरली सेते कोन मैक्सिमम डोमिनेशन कार जेमती इंग्लैंड हमको डोमिनेट कला. वी वर अंडर द ब्रिटिश रूल फॉर मोर देन 200 इयर्स. तो हमर लैंग्वेज, हमर कल्चर, हमर हैबिट्स सब जिंस रे 70% ब्रिटिश फ्रेंड्स अच्छे. अर्बन एरिया रे बेसी धीरे धीरे एबे रूरल एरिया को माड़ी गला सेमिति. तो दी इन मेक्सिको रे कोन हला ना जो स्पेनिश कॉलोनी थिला. तो देयर इज अ प्री कोलंबियन कल्चर और स्पेनिश कल्चर. ए जो दी कल्चर भितरे मेक्सिको जो निजर जो कल्चर ता से लोकंकर से निजर आइडेंटिटी ता was not. So you were trying to find out. So Octavia Paz was writing about this, about that Mexican identity, real Mexican culture, which the Mexican lost behind a mask. So Octavia Paz was trying to look at that. छोट कम करना गोटे ओडिया रे जन लोक थी ड्यूरिंग द ब्रिटिश रूल. देयर वाज अ जेंटलमैन कॉल्ड जॉन बीम्स. वाज अ लिंग्विस्ट. ओडिया लिटरेचर को जदी कि डेवलप करछि ओडिया लिटरेचर आइडेंटिटी देछि जॉन बीम्स देछंती. ओडिया लिटरेचर न था बिकॉज गोटे नॉन ओडिया लोकटे गोटे ब्रिटिश लोकटे बिकॉज ही वाज अ लिंग्विस्ट ए मधुसूदन राव को कहले लेख तुम प्राइमरी गोटे भाषा लेख मधुसूदन राव बसिक वर्णबोधटा and John Beams was very a good friend of Fakir Mohan Senapati. तांकोठु ओडिया भाषा शिखिछ हमको जे आइडेंटिटी दउची सेमती Octavia Paz was trying his level best find out that Mexican identity, that Mexican culture ये गोटे हाइब्रिड विभिन्न कल्चर संग मिसी गोटे खेचड़ी हे जाइची he was trying to do it is Octavia Paz who authored Anthills of the Savannah. A. Chinua Achebe, B. Patrick White, C. Nadine Gordimer, D. Toni Morrison. It is option A. Chinua Achebe. In which year Chinua Achebe won the Man Booker's Prize International Prize? A. 2007, B. 2002, 2006, and D. 2005. Won the Man Booker Prize International 2006. Chinua Achebe things fall apart. Which was Nadine Gordimer's first book? A. Face to Face, B. The Soft Voice of the Serpent, C. Loot and Other Stories, D. A Soldier's Aim. The first book, not the first novel. The first book of Nadine Gordimer, South Africa, was option A. Face to Face. For which book did Nadine Gordimer win the Booker Prize? A. July's Daughter, B. The Conservationist, C. My Son's Story, D. Burger's Daughter. Which book did Gordimer win the Booker's Prize? Is option B. The Conservationist. Gordimer simply. He was from South. He has seen the apartheid policy, the racial discrimination, whites, how the blacks were not given voting right, how the whites dominated the struggle, the turmoil, the oppression, the suppression of the blacks. So she tried to depict all these things in her novel, short story. Edward II of Bertolt Brecht is loosely adapted from which playwright? A. Thomas Kidd, B. John Lyly, C. Christopher Marlowe, D. Thomas Nash. Edward II, Bertolt Brecht. Now, Bertolt Brecht, तांको जाने दरकार जे why he is famous. When you are तांको जो particular writers को ना लिखाई syllabus अच्छी. So you have to know them. You have to understand. You have to know their work. Or famous ones. But Brecht is known for his A effect. A effect mane and he's also now what is an A effect? Brecht he was also a Marxist. Because Hitler जेतबेले power को आसले Germany, he is German. Hitler when he came to Nazis came to power, so he was anti-Hitler. So he left Germany. For some days he was in Paris. So he was in Sweden. He was in Norway. He went to Denmark because he knew a Nazi government must torture. So Brecht tang epic theatre why he tried to do What is that A effect? Kahinki epic rest feel kale that whenever we go to watch a play, कौन हुए आम प्ले गोटे स्टोरी देखी दो से स्टोरी लोक देखती हिरो माने क्यारेक्टर कांदिले तमें कांदिल क्यारेक्टर हसले तमें हसल बस कांदिल हसल एमती घर घर पड़े द इम्पैक्ट इट डज इज नॉट फेयर you don't get a chance to analyze the play तमें केतेबेले ऑडियंस एटा को ठीक वे एनालाइज करिवो केतेबेले ऑडियंस प्ले संगे शामिल हो जीवन if the audience is related to the play तमें इमोशनली कैरेक्टर भितर पसी तम विथ कैरेक्टर ऑफ द स्टेज and the audience there should be a difference alienation तेणु से तांकर थिएटर what Brecht tried to do Brecht कौन कले ना रियलिटी टाको डिस्टॉर्ट करके कहले एमती एब्सर्ड डिस्टॉर्टेड रियलिटी अजब गजब जिनस सब देखले जे तमे निजको निज सेठी रिलेट करि पारल तेणु जेतल रिलेट न करि पारल तमे एज ऑडियंस सपोज 3 घंटा चलला बे 2 घंटा से प्लेटा चलला तमे एज ऑडियंस बसिक ताको देखिक तमे ताको एनालाइज करि परिबो से प्ले रो इंपैक्ट तम ऊपर पड़िबो दैट इज व्हाट alienation Brecht. So he was the father of the epic theatre, Bertolt Brecht. So Edward II thila कार Christopher Marlowe wrote Edward II, Chamberlain the Great, Dr. Faustus, and then the Jew of Malta, then Edward II. So Brecht loosely adapted Edward II of Christopher Marlowe. Option C is the right. Who is the father of epic theatre? A. Henrik Ibsen, Bertolt Brecht, C. Harold Pinter, D. Arthur Miller. Epic theatre, the father of epic theatre is Bertolt. Which of the following is in correct chronological order? An Enemy of the People, Ghost, The Wild Duck, and Doll's House. B. The Wild Duck, Ghost, A Doll's House, An Enemy of the People. C. Doll's House, Ghost, An Enemy of the People, The Wild Duck. D. Ghosts, An Enemy of the People, A Doll's House, The Wild Duck. All the four, these are all plays, dramas written by Henrik Ibsen. The chronological order means the order of the date of publication. So the correct answer is A. Doll's House. Well, I think it's 1879. Then came Ghosts. Then came An Enemy of the People, and then came The Wild Duck. This is also, I think, 79. Ghost in 1881. Enemy of the People in 1882, and The Wild Duck. Wild Duck, I believe, 1880. What dance does Nora perform at the Christmas party? A. Tarantella, B. Flamingo, C. Salsa, D. Springer. So, who is Nora? Henrik Ibsen, father of realism. So, Henrik Ibsen रो major play जोड़ा है Pillars of the Society, the play wrote it in English, that was Danish Norwegian language. Henrik Ibsen play गुड़ाक Danish Norwegian language because he belonged to Norway, Denmark to Danish. So, तांकर major play है कि Wild Duck, then Ghost, Pillar of the Society. चारिटा जाक ऑनर्स ऑफ पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन ये चार्टा जाक प्ले समहाउ और अदर सब बेले पब्लिश प्रेस्क्राइब होता है. सो ये चारिटा जाक प्ले को भलरे पढ़ मेन कैरेक्टर्स and the story of the theme of the play. So, Doll's House was what I should say was something absolutely innovative, because way back in 1879, just imagine karo 1879, the fag end of the 19th century, Henrik Ibsen create a character like Nora, who was a doll's house ki hai, doll ki hai thi. It was a doll's house. Nora is a doll's house. Still say dekho dekhele. The position of a woman in the European society. A woman does not have her own identity. She is either when she is born, she becomes the daughter of her X. Then she becomes the sister of somebody. Then when she gets married, she becomes the wife of somebody. Her nijar identity. The mother of somebody, the grandmother of somebody, the wife of somebody, the sister of somebody, the daughter of somebody, or the daughter-in-law of somebody. And she does not have her own name, no identity. She cannot take she does not have an opinion of her own, and she cannot take a decision on her own. So Nora Helmer, the Doll's House entire story ta padhibo. Whenever I read that play, time and again I have read it many. And I always think, just say, look at a somewhere he could think about the women. He could think about women emancipation. So the conservative European society allow they was not allowed to be. The European society, the male-dominated patriarchal, male-dominated European society could not accept but a the wife but a husband will walk out on her husband. Tolerate because the last scene of Doll's House hochi Nora se kabata jor se dhad kri badi deki palichi. So sammastum chhadi padela. She is happy about it, and tome padhibo you feel that Nora is 2000% justified. She took a loan of 250 pounds to take her ailing husband ki mori jibo. Ata par paisa nahi. So setal insurance nathila. Biju Swasthya Kalyan nathila na Ayushman Bharat nathila. Health insurance nathila. So she had to take that money. And if she goes to her father and asks for 250 pounds, father is a heart patient. So obviously the bapa pache to eto paisa. Nihati koi mo husband deho kharap. So his father will die. Stroke hobo. The heart patient. He has a very weak heart. She borrows 250 pounds from Croxted, friend of Torvald, husband Torvald Helmer. A Torvald ki 9 jane ki se taku nei kala ta bhalo ki aschi. Took him to Italy and he's cured and he's fine. But when Torvald comes to know che tu mata 9 jane ki tu Croxted ru paisa anilu. Her prestige function. Then she went on saying, you are a liar, yada bonchi jita lagi. You are a liar, you are this, you are that. My children will not, you will not be allowed to interact with my children. So a negative influence tanko upare padi. Kette bada kamata kochi kette. The man is not ready to accept. The humiliation, right? Nora decides to walk out on her husband. Ja tu to ghar ne tuanku ne rak. Eita society, European society, hajam kari pa. This is what, and what Henrik Ibsen is doing, presenting a realistic picture of the society. This is what society is, this is how things operate in the society. So Nora, the dance Nora performs part is Tarantella. The doll in a doll's house is A. Nora, B. Emmy, C. Mrs. Lynn, D. None of the above. The doll in the doll's house is Nora Helmer. How much money did Nora borrow from Croxted? A. 250 pounds, B. 500 pounds, C. 1000 pounds, D. 350 pounds. So Nora borrowed 250 pounds from Croxted. How would MOU to sign kala bade? The father kara forge signature. So document a sign karchi, he has taken money. It is he has signed a forged a father. combined psychology and naturalism in drama? A. August Strindberg, B. Henrik Ibsen, C. Samuel Beckett, D. None of them. Who combined psychology and naturalism? This option A, August Strindberg. August Strindberg is known as Swedish novelist and a August Swedish. He belonged to Sweden. Was a Swedish playwright and a novelist. So he was a writer. He's so intellectual that he tried to bring about some kind of an innovation in dramatic art. The technique could have innovations. So also late part of 19th, early part of 20th century. So I think he died in 1912. So Strindberg is known as the father of expressionism. जो expressionism टाको use करागला because realism, naturalism, realism बाहरला naturalism, realism, naturalism, impressionism, surrealism, ये सबो जाक होचंते interrelated. All these movements are interrelated. So in expressionism, what Strindberg tried to say, so he found that psychology, Sigmund Freud का psychology already themed in psychology section. Freud in his psychoanalysis, the interpretation him said that the unconscious is the subconscious or unconscious is very significant. So what he did, so Strindberg कौन कले ना, naturalism, psychology. So naturalism टा, so Henrik Ibsen what Henrik Ibsen देखेले realism, that is a faithful representation of the reality around you. तो चारिपटे क्या सो होती सेटा हला तमरो realism. ଆଉ ସେଇଟାକୁ ହେନରିକ୍ ଇବସନ୍ କ'ଣ କଲେ ନା ରିଆଲିଷ୍ଟିକ୍ ଜିନିଷକୁ ଫେଥଫୁଲି ରିପ୍ରେଜେଣ୍ଟ କଲେ. ଆଭରେଜ ଲାଇଫର ଲୋକର ଯାହା ହେଉଛି ସୋସାଇଟିରେ ଯାହା ହେଉଛି ରିପ୍ରେଜେଣ୍ଟ କଲେ. ରିଆଲିଜମରୁ ଆସିଲା ନ୍ୟାଚୁରାଲିଜମ, ଯେଉଁଟାକି 17th ସେଞ୍ଚୁରୀରେ ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟ ହେଇଛି. କିନ୍ତୁ ଫ୍ରାନ୍ସ ତାକୁ ଏମିଲି ଜୋଲା ନ୍ୟାଚୁରାଲିଜମଟାକୁ ପପୁଲାରାଇଜ କଲେ. ତ ନ୍ୟାଚୁରାଲିଜମଟା କ'ଣ ହେଲା? ନ୍ୟାଚୁରାଲିଜମ ହେଲା that the world around an individual roila ta charipate jo world ta nature is everything in the world is a part of nature. Every object in the world ame ja chande our environment, the biotic and abiotic components sabu jinsa hochi your heredity, your personality, your life, your feelings, everything you are related to the environment, you are related to. And this world of the nature can be scientifically proved. And जो जिनसा देखुचे nothing invisible. जो visible जिनसा देखुचे can be proved. So Strindberg कौन कले ना? He used both naturalism and so because naturalism कौन कला? Naturalism लोकर darker side टाको देखे. मनीषर पूरा एब्सोल्युटली डार्कर साइड टाको जो जिनसटा कि मनीष को मुहूर्त रे अति भल लोकटे हेतिबो को गोटे मुहूर्त रे से गोटे अति भयंकर कामटे कर सेटा छि नेचुरलिज्म. सो ऑगस्ट स्ट्रिंडबर्ग combined both psychology and natural. Who was the father of naturalism? Emile Zola, B. Henrik Ibsen, C. Harold Pinter, D. Jean Genet. It is French writer. Fyodor Dostoevsky specialized in the analysis of pathological states of leading to A. insanity, murder, suicide, D. all of them. One of the greatest human psychology. Dostoevsky's life, can you imagine? He was also, and he was a prophetic writer. Can you see the communist country, but Russia, he was a Russian, right? So Russia ଯେତେବେଳେ USSR form ହେଲା, and prior to Russian Revolution, Bolshevik Revolution through 1917, they became an independent country. End of Bolshevik Revolution, Vladimir Lenin became head of the state. So ता पूर्वरु एमाने जो जार राजा विरुद्ध रे रशियंस फाइट करथले, तो दोस्तोवस्की could make out कि ए जो रेवोल्यूशन मान कले, ए जो कम्युनिज्म, दिस कम्युनिस्ट एंड रिजल्ट कोन, अल्टीमेटली सेटा कोन कोड को जाउ. He could well forecast करि पारथले, he could prophesize करि पारले कोन, जोटा कि जॉर्ज ऑरवेल in 1984 जो लिखे थे. जॉर्ज ऑरवेल also was a leftist, was also influenced by communism. तो सीए सेमते देखला पर से कहथिले जे this kind of a government will not last. So 1984 ता target time दे. So just imagine how prophetic was George Orwell. 1984 न होइकरी कम्युनिस्ट USSR भांगिला केबे, it was broken into different parts, different countries. In 1990, disintegration of Soviet Union, USSR took place. USSR था Union of Soviet Socialist Republic. सबू माने कौन है जो पाकिस्तान, देन बायलोरुसिया, रशिया, ये सबू मिसी, यूक्रेन, they were all part of US. So 1990 disintegration of USSR took place. Orwell दे था 1980. That was just 7 वर्ष पर है. He could predict. So Dostoevsky was a prophetic novelist. So Dostoevsky को क्या attitude was impression? Then तीन जन को तांकर राजा कहला मार दिया जो. Was about to तांको मार दिया जो. पहुंचले. जेतल तांको shoot at sight ठिया आइ लाइन नहीं कि मारिया जाउछंती. तबले messenger पहुंचला. Messenger पहुंचला. The king has decided that तांको मारी मोरा हबन. तांको छाड़ी दिया गला. Just imagine. हमें मरिया को तुम जाउछ, तमे आउ 10 मिनिट पर मरिबो. जणे आसी कहले त मरि. हम डेथ सेंटेंस हटि गला. Actually what was it was it कि तांको डरे दिया जाउथला जे ए होची लाइफ. न मानिबो, हमरो एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर कथा न मानिबो, तुम एही होले हबो. तो जणे ता भीतर पागल हे गला. तीन जण जाइथिले, one of them became mad पूरा. से सेतु बाहरी पारलानी. दोस्तोवस्की सेही सिचुएशन बाहरी करी, सेही जो ट्रॉमेटिक एक्सपीरियंस, मृत्यु मुखर डेथ पाखु को जाई के बाहर के आसीबा, सेही जो सिचुएशन, सेही थ्रू से आसी के क्राइम एंड पनिशमेंट. From that situation he came out and wrote Crime and Punishment, greatest novels. He was a specialist in the analysis of pathological states of mind leading to insanity, murder, suicide. All this, option D is the right answer. Insanity, paglami, murder, and what is the subtitle of Fyodor Dostoevsky? Possessed. It is not the possessed, only possessed. What is the subtitle? Because most of the time you get questions on subtitle. जो मेजर राइटर्स अच्छंती ताकर वर्क्स रा जहार जहार सबटाइटल अछि, ट्राई टू रिमेंबर. खाताटा कर दबो, से गुडा के लिखि लिखि दो. सब दिन पढि देले मन रहे. A the devil, B the diabolic, C the stranger, D the alien. So what is the subtitle of Dostoevsky's option A. In the theatre of the absurd, Martin Lesson selected which way of using Ionesco? A. The lieutenant. B. Rhinoceros. The bald soprano. D. The chairs. Martin Lesson wrote the theatre of the absurd. So, in the theatre of the absurd, it was vogue in fashion in during the First World War. ए टाइम भितर तो ए जो टाइम भितर तो एब्सर्ड थिएटर देखाला दैट लाइफ ऑफ एन इंडिविजुअल इज मीनिंगलेस पहले इट इज बेस्ड ऑन एग्जिस्टेंशियलिज्म life is fullness there is pervasive despair it is called angst there is no God. चारिआडे pervasive despair. Despair क्या कहजो? हताश चारिआडे hopelessness. तो ताकू नेकिरी हमर कोन हला? Samuel Beckett wrote for Godot. So waiting for Godot end game. Beckett करो. Already और syllabus रची. Harold Pinter कर birthday party. Harold Pinter also an absurd dramatist. Birthday party also there. In the Harold Pinter, Samuel Beckett, they are all Nobel Prize winners. Then Eugene Ionesco. Ionesco the chairs, rhinoceros. So Martin Esslin, तांकर जो बहिटा लिखित Theatre of the Absurd, that Theatre of the Absurd book, Martin Esslin selected Eugene Ionesco's Rhinoceros. He selected Eugene Ionesco's Rhinoceros because Ionesco sent the Rhinoceros that Berenger is the only person, Jackie. So, fascism, Chalila Mussolini kara, fascism and Nazism of Germany. So, एठी लोकमान डर रे the kind of a fear एमती आइडियोलॉजिकली ब्रेन वॉश कले लोकन को लोक माने बिलीव कले जे हां एटा होची ठीक दिस इज राइट एंड ए गुडा को these intellectuals Ionesco these people तांकर एई भलिया फॉल्स आइडियोलॉजी रे लोकन को ब्रेन वॉश करे कि आइदर मोटिवेट करे कि किबा डरै धम से माने जो वे रे काम करछंती is going to prove disastrous for the country. In fact, what happened to Germany? Once devastated country. The economy devastated. Germany, as USA, America is the one of the most developed and richest country. Germany is the richest and the most developed country. The Second World War Hitler corner. So in Rhinoceros, what Ionesco is trying to say? ये गोटे जगह रे समस्ते सब मनुष्य गुड़ाक Rhinoceros केवल जड़े हो माने कौन तांकर कन्वर्सन हो जाउची जेमति जणे रिलीजन कन्वर्ट करची आइडियोलॉजी को चेंज कर दोची तो Rhinoceros ऑफ दैट ये मनुष्यटा केते माने कावर्ड के एमिति परिस्थिति रे से सामना करि परु cannot face, cannot accept the challenge, cannot face the reality and is buckling under pressure and simply towing the line of others. तामाने कौन Rhinoceros समस्त Rhinoceros पे convert हे होचन तामाने कौन से लोक मान तो हरई करी से माने Rhinoceros भली से माने गोटे जहाँ से माने कुआ होचे से अनुसार ताको फॉलो करी करी that they have lost their identity, they have lost their opinion, they have lost their own theory, they have lost their own belief, and they have when others are being converted, each and everyone is being converted, all accepting Nazism, fascism, accepting Berenger doesn't, who halts, resists the transformation. Martin Essen, that's why, has selected Eugene Ionesco, the rhinoceros, this book. Which one of the following is not true about the play Rhinoceros? A. Anti-Nazism. B. Is anti-fascism. C. Play is anti-communism. D. Both A and play Rhinoceros is anti-Nazi, anti-fascism, anti-communism, both A and A. Option D is the right answer. Both A and both anti-Nazi. It was against the Nazism. It was against Nazism. Against. Name the British title of Albert Camus' The Stranger. A. The Foreigner. B. The Alien. C. Caligula. D. The Outside. Albert Camus, Algerian-born French writer, who depicted the philosophy of existentialism in his novels, Myth of Sisyphus. Camus आमे पढ़ी आमर प्रेस्क्राइब कोटा है द आउटसाइड से आउटसाइडर को अमेरिका रे ताकू कहला द स्ट्रेंजर तार ब्रिटिश टाइटल रहला द आउटसाइड ब्रिटिश टाइटल रहला द आउटसाइड अमेरिकन टाइटल रहला द स्ट्रेंजर जोटा द आउटसाइड तार इंग्लिश ट्रांसलेशन मीन द आउटसाइडर ओडिया ट्रांसलेशन. Interpreter of Maladies is a collection of how many short stories? E12, E10, E9, E8. Interpreter of Maladies has how many? It's a collection of short stories, and it has option C. It has 9 short stories. Which of the following is the first novel of Kiran Desai? और जो Indian born Lahiri Kiran Desai. They are doing great job. Kiran Desai, the daughter of Anita Desai. Anita Desai बिचरा Booker's Prize के पाई नथी. Kiran Desai, very young age, she won the book. The very prestigious. Which of the following is the first novel of Kiran Desai? A. The Inheritance of Loss. B. Clear Light of the Day. C. Hullabaloo in the Guava Orchard. D. Socialite Evening. The first novel of Kiran Desai is Hullabaloo in the Guava Orchard. First, The Inheritance of Loss, tankara Clear Light of the Day, written by novel by Anita Desai. Socialite Evenings hoji Shobha Day. First novel of Kiran Desai is Hullabaloo in. This is all in world literature. Hope it has served some of your, it has catered to some of your requirements. Hope to continue render our services to you all.